Hello, so there are quite a lot of videos covering how to see which users are online in your Ruby on Rails application. The most common approach is the timestamps approach, so basically whenever a user does any action in your application, an attribute in his table would be updated, like updated at is time zone now, and you would have some kind of query like user is online if his last online ad has been updated less than a minute or 2 minutes ago. But a thing I don't like with this approach is that it is really not scalable because you would be hitting your relational database with an update each time any user in your application does any action. So that's really not nice. So it's not an approach I would like to use nowadays. Possibly a better approach than hitting your relational database all the time would be using Redis and a great adapter for using Redis and actually easily storing and retrieving stuff in a Rails application would be using the gem Kredis. Next thing, looking at all these other videos, so these two are basically the same time-step approach. The third video is real nice because it is using Actioncable, but it uses quite a lot of JavaScript and will try to go without writing any JavaScript. And it also uses Turbo, so that's nice. And this video is also from a pre-Turbo era, so it leverages Actioncable to actually see which users have initialized a WebSockets connection with your application, but it doesn't use Turbo Hotwire. And here's a really nice recent video that already has some nice features, but if we go and have a look at the source code, let's actually see what it is. So latest commit, basically we have a turbo stream from online users channel, and in this online channel we have it in app channel, so it is using Actioncable. And here we again hit the relational database and use the timestamps approach to update the last online ad for a user. And when we hit the database, we have a callback inside the user model to make a broadcast. And again, this is something that I consider a bad practice to have any view logic in the model. In the examples of how Hotwire Turbo can be used, there is this callback approach, but I really don't recommend putting any view logic inside a model. So we're going to take some learnings from this video and hopefully improve it based on like all this material that we see all around. And here's the final demo of what we're going to build. So here in this browser I have this user ABC logged in, and we can see him in users online. And in this browser I am not logged in, so I'm not an online user. Now I will try logging in. So and let's see how this user will be added to users online. I click login, and you see the user has been added to the online list. I'll go to dashboard and see, you see, 2 users are online. And what actually happens, if we go to the console, you see whenever a user does an action, we still send an update, but not to our relational database, but to Redis, to the Redis storage that is set up whenever you create a new Rails 7 app. And when we hit Redis, we also send a TurboStream broadcast to all the browsers that have this WebSockets connection open to add the user's email as he is online. A tiny problem with this approach is that, for example, if I click log out, we still have an Actioncable connection with this page. So the user will stop being online only if we close the tab or if we refresh the tab. So anyway, we are going to have a dashboard with all the users that are online. Let's try logging in as this user once again. And you see we have 2 users online. And we are leveraging Actioncable, Hotwire Turbo Broadcasts, and Kredis for temporary storage. Again, we don't need to hit the relational database for this. So let's make this kind of thing work. So I'll check out the main. And let's try running Rails server. And it says Ruby version not installed. So I think I will be able to fix it by saying 3.1.2. I will remove this Ruby version thing. I'll remove the gem file and run bundle once again. Okay, Rails server. And yes, it is working. And what do we have in our boilerplate application? So in the gem file, I have just added the gem device. In the roots, I have device for users, and I have two static pages. One page for not logged in users and one page for logged in users. And in this dashboard, we're going to display a list of online users. Okay, and before we continue, we're going to make Kredis work. So already in a new Rails 7 application, you have this suggestion to install gem Kredis. So let me install it. And actually see in my console, I have this constant pinging that subscription class not found for online channel. It happens because I have kind of changed the Git branch to one where I don't have this channel working. So actually I should have kind of restarted the server. So now I refresh that too, and you see I'm not getting this pinging anymore. Anyway, I will start the server once again. And let's see, I'm going to install the gem Kredis. So let's say bundle, and go into the Kredis docs. Let's see how do we make Kredis actually work. We should also run Kredis install. Okay, so this is done. And now, just as in this other video, we're going to add a tuber stream from online users. So I'm going to go to application HTML ERB. And here on the beginning, I will add like tuber stream from online user channel online channel. And we're going to create this online channel inside our app channels. So here I'll create a new file online channel.rb. And let's have a look at the docs for Hotwire Turbo Rails. So we are going to copy this channel, and we are going to say online channel inherits from Turbo Streams channel that it itself already inherits because we've installed the gem Turbo Rails from Actioncable channel base. Now we don't need these. We have subscribed. So instead of this code that we want to actually inherit, we will say super, and we will also add an unsubscribed method. So for when the user stops being connected to this channel, what should happen? So we've got the subscribed and unsubscribed. And also we need a way to identify the current user inside Actioncable. So for this, we're going to go to connection.rb. And if we go to the Actioncable documentation, so here there is an example of getting the current user. Let's copy it out. We are going to use most of it. So inside this connection, we will say that a connection can be identified by the current user, connect current user, find verified user, and verified user. So if we are using device, it will be slightly different. It will be env.env warden.user. Let's see if this works. I will put a bind in here and start the server, open a browser and try refreshing. And you see I hit the binding. I will try to get env warden user, and we have the current user, so it works. Let's continue. Okay, so we managed to get the device user. Now let's see if we do actually connect to this online channel. So we can put a binding here, binding.b. And let's see if we actually inherit from this TurboStream channel. Let's try maybe to get this. Yeah, we are actually going to get the stream from, but we can also try seeing the verified stream name from params, and the stream name should be online channel. Let's refresh and see if we've hit the binding. Okay, we did. Let's get the verified stream name, and you see it is online users. And here we should also already have current user accessible. So current user should be accessible in online channel. Let's get the current user, and here the user is. And now we're going to add this user to a Kredis list. We're going to use a Kredis unique list. So unique list. Let's create a Kredis unique list. I will go here and say users online equals Kredis unique list users online. And to this unique list, we are going to add the current user.id. And in the case of unsubscribed, we are going to remove the current user.id. So remove. Yeah, here's an example of remove. So we're going to get a list of user IDs that are online, and on unsubscribe, when the user doesn't have the connection to a channel, we're going to remove the user from this Kredis list. Okay, let's see if it works. How can we see if it works? We can try displaying this Kredis list inside one of the views, or we can put a binding again. I will go with the binding. So let's click continue, and let's refresh once again, and let's get this users online. Users online.elements, and here we have two user IDs that must be kind of online. Okay, let's click continue and continue. The second user ID must be from this browser, I guess. Yeah, here we are also actually logged in. So we have two IDs of users that should kind of be online. I think I again hit the binding. Okay, I'll switch it off. Okay, so now we are storing the users that are online in Kredis, not in our relational database, and this should make accessing and writing and reading the data much faster. And now we should make it work with a list. So we should have some kind of like list of all users that are online, and we should update it. We will put it inside our dashboard. So let's go to static pages controller, and here we'll have a list of all users that are online. Let's actually get all the users from this Kredis list. So I will say users online, Kredis list, and we're going to get at users equals user.find, and we're going to pass a list of the elements. So we might get a list of user IDs here, and based on the IDs, we're going to find a list of users. Let's see if it works. I'll go to the dashboard and display users. So we'll say equals at users dot users, let's say dot block email. So let's list all the emails. I go here and see I have two users. I will try logging out. Refresh in here, I have one user, okay? I will log in once again. I go here and I have two users, okay. But each time at the moment I'm refreshing the page, so I want to work without page refresh. So we're going to use Hotwire to broadcast for this. And we're going to broadcast directly from here, from this online channel. We're not going to do this crazy broadcast from the modals. This is a good place to actually send this data. So when a user has subscribed to a channel, we're going to send his email to a list of users that are online. And when he is unsubscribed, we're going to remove it. So let's actually do it not with just sending HTML, but let's send a partial. I'll go to our views and I will add a folder users. Inside the folder, I will add a user partial, so user.html.erb. And here I will say div ID. Here we will have the user ID, so equals user.id. Yeah, this would be just a number, so we would maybe want something more unique, like a DOM ID, DOM ID user. I will close the div, and inside I will have, for example, just the user email, user.email. So this is the user partial that we've got, and we are going to display a list of these users inside our dashboard. So I will say users, each do user. Let me add users.each do user, and I will say render partial users user locales user is user. Okay, let's see if the partial gets rendered. Yeah, I'll remove this equation, and here we have two user emails. And let's go here. Yeah, we have two user emails, so that looks quite fine. And let's inspect. So here we have a div with an ID. And if a user logs out, let's try to remove the user from the list. And when the user logs in, let's try to add him to the list. So I'll start with the adding to the list. I'll go back to our online channel, and here I will say, after we've added the user to the list, I will say tubestream channel dot, I think it is broadcast update to, or prepend to. So prepend to means add on the top of the list, like the latest online will be on top of the list. We will send to this online users channel, but we don't have to actually put its name. So we are going to have this verified stream name from params. Then we will have the target, and the target is going to be something that encloses all these users. So maybe we'll have another div with an ID users list, and we will close this div. So we are going to send a user to the users list. So target will be users list, and we're going to send a partial. That's actually why I've created this partial user/user, and locales will be user will be current user. Okay, let's see if this works. So I will refresh both browsers. I will log out. I will see, so the user hasn't disappeared because let me try refreshing the browser. Yeah, I had to refresh the browser here so that the user disappeared because he still had an active Actioncable connection. Okay, so let me try logging in, and you see the user has been added to the list. So this works. Yeah, and now when a user, let's say, loses the connection, he should be removed from the list of active users. So I will say tubestream broadcast remove to, and here I will again say verified stream name from params, and the target is going to be the DOM ID of the user. So target will be something like, I don't think we can pass DOM ID here, so user, then we will have current user.id. Yeah, something like this should work. Let's test it by putting our tubestream from not inside our application, but inside the dashboard. So only users that are on the dashboard page would have this kind of connection. Let's see. I've got the first browser, I've got the second browser, and I will, let's say, log out, go to some kind of other page. Okay, and I'm still online here. So I wasn't removed for some reason. Let's see why. Let me maybe see it in the logs. Now I will log in, and there might be some kind of error. Oh yeah, sure, because I didn't go to the dashboard page. I will go to the dashboard page, and I'm logged in. I go to another page, and I was not removed. So tubestream remove user2. Okay, I should have put an underscore. I forgot an underscore in online channel here. So for it to be like a DOM ID. Let's go back. So here I have one user online. I go to dashboard. I've got two users online. I go to home. I have unsubscribed from the channel. I don't have access to tubestream channel from in our dashboard. So I am not online because I don't have this connection now. I go here and I'm online. So at the moment, only users that are on the dashboard page are actually online. I'll go to another page here, and you see I am not online. So it kind of works. We have tested that when a user unsubscribes from a channel, he will be removed from the list of active users. Okay, let me just comment this out because it's not the like long-term right way to go, because we want all users that have access to the application to be seen as online, not only the ones that are on the dashboard page. So let's go back. I'll refresh both browsers, and here you see I'm on a random page of the application and I'm seen as online. I will go here, and both users are seen as online. And you see there is some jumping because the latest user that has done any action will be seen on top of the list because we are using broadcast prepend 2. Okay, now let's see if logging out works properly. So I will click log out here. And is there any error? Let's see. So an unauthorized connection attempt was rejected. Okay, it happens because inside our connection we've got this reject unauthorized connection, so it is all correct. But what if we go further and try to create another issue? What if we want not logged in users to see a list of users that are logged in? So I will make access to the dashboard good, like allowed to not logged in users. So I will skip this before action and I'm not logged in here. I will go to /dashboard. Or maybe I'll just skip it for both, yeah, dashboard. So I'll go to /dashboard and I see that the ABC user is online and unauthorized connection was rejected. So looks fine. So this looks fine, but I still want to see updates as a not logged in user. You see, I have this user that is online. What if I log out and nothing has been changed here? So I will, let's say, refresh the page and this user, yeah, I had to refresh the page for this user to disappear. Now you see, here I'm not logged in and here I'm not logged in. And when a user logs in, I want to see that somebody actually logged in. So I will click log in. I'll go to dashboard here. And here I have myself online, but here the online status has not been updated. So it is because this unauthorized connection has been rejected. So again, I go and refresh this page and you see an unauthorized connection has been rejected. And for not logged in users to be able to see, to be able to access this channel, so for them to receive these broadcast updates, instead of reject unauthorized connection, we will say nil. This would allow users that don't have a current user to see updates from this channel. And let's see if it will work. So here I will refresh and you see undefined method ID for null class. We don't have a current user, so here we are not logged in. We managed to connect to online channel and it tries to find the current user ID and add it to the Kredis list, but it doesn't work because there is no current user. So we would have to maybe say like return unless current user. So we'll do it here and here, and with this return unless current user and with nil instead of reject unauthorized connection, a non-logged in user will be able to see a live dashboard of users that have logged in or logged out. Let's see if it works. Here I'm not logged in. I will log out here. You see the user has been removed from this list of online users. Again, I will log in and you see the user has been added. So it seems to be working. And I think that's basically it. We dug a bit deeper into how connections can work for logged in and not logged in users. And inside the online channel, instead of hitting the relational database, we stored the list of users that are online in Kredis, and we sent tuba streams from this online channel, but not from the model. So I hope you found this approach worthy and feel free to use it. And thanks for your attention and have a great time. Goodbye.